Welcome to Man Cave Studios NC. I'm 406 Caveman, and today we got a brand new antenna. We got the Solarcon A-99, and we're going to put that up today. So my old antenna, which is just built out of the spare parts laying around the house, is free to me. Has served me well. It's done real good. It's what I've had this whole time. It's been up on the house for about a year, and but today we're going to change it out for a Solarcon A-99, and it's going to be pretty good. I think I'm going to like it. So we're going to head outside and get this thing unboxed, get it put up on the house, see what we got. Alrighty, well, here we are. Well, we've got a little bit of wind here in the Carolinas today, but we'll have to deal with it. But looky there. Send your signal to the world. Well, the box looks like it's in good shape. So, let me get you set up on a tripod. We'll open this thing up and see what's in the box. Okay, well, let's get into this thing and see what we've got. Solarcon, made in USA, Holland, Ohio. Alright, got a hardware pack. Some kind of sticker. Instruction sheet. All right. Well, let's see what we got in here. Alright, old hardware pack. Looks like they give us a warning sticker to stick on our pole, telling us to watch out for overhead wires, which you most definitely want to do. Two clamps, 2 bolts, and a whole pack of little screws. Get these laid out here. We'll get ready for some assembly. Alright, you always want to at least skim through the instruction book to make sure you're not missing something or a section you don't know about, but I'm pretty sure that this is self-explanatory. There's 2 lock washers that lock each section together. So let's put a section together. Well, this one takes, it looks like the bigger of the two lock washers. It comes with two of these bigger lock washers. Big ones for the first section. And we'll just thread that thing together. Okay, so this particular, the first stage of the connections takes a 7/8 wrench to tighten these up. And you want to get them good and snug. You don't want that coming loose during vibration or wind rocking it back and forth. Go ahead and lock it in good and snug. In fact, if you had somebody else to help hold you so you could really get some torque on it, would be good. The next section is no different. This is the tip end of the antenna. And last piece. It takes the smaller of the two lock washers. Now this size is a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch standard American size. So 1/2 inch on the last one and 7/8 on the first one. That thing tightened up really good. Well, that's it for the antenna portion. Now we got to mount the antenna to a mast. Okay, so we're going to mount the antenna to a mast. This would be the same for any other mast. Just mount it right on there. I'm mounting mine to a temporary mast for the moment so I can adjust SWR and adjustments and whatnot. But mounting it's no different than any other one. Take U-bolt, clamp, now you want to make sure that your antenna is square with your mast. You don't want it wobbly, kicked off. You want to make sure that your U-bolt is nice and straight with everything. Everything gets a lock washer, so be sure you put your lock washers on. Locks all the nuts together, keeps them from vibrating loose. Make sure that you have the equal length of bolt sticking out. If not, you can adjust them until you do. It's a 7/16 standard American size 7/16 wrench. Tighten down on it. Now don't tighten it so much that you crush your antenna. You don't want to over tighten it. But you want to snug it up pretty good. You don't want the wind or vibration working it loose. Then you stick another lock washer on and another nut. And this locks the first nut together so that nothing moves. Don't want anything to move. And you want to do the same thing here. And I'm going to get this thing put up in a temporary spot so we can check some SWR readings. Okay, well, here it is in its temporary position on its temporary mast pole, but we have it assembled. And right now I just got it stuck in my patio table just to hold it up there while we tune the SWR and get it tuned in just right. And got the wire running over to the man cave. So let's go in and do some check the SWR, see what we have. Okay, we're all hooked up, so let's get us an SWR reading right out of the box without doing anything to it, and let's see what we have. Alright, we'll start on the high end of the frequency band. And power all the way up. Let's see what we got here. Get that thing dialed in. Well, channel 40. Looks like that's pretty much 1.1. It moves a little bit. Let's see what it says on the other side of the frequency. That's pretty much a 1.2, maybe a 3. Yeah. 1 to 1.3, so it might need a little bit of adjustment. Alrighty then. Let's jump outside and adjust these tuning rings. Okay, before we do, let's take a look at that instruction book one more time and see what we have. Let's see. We're going to be adjusting these tuning rings right here. Depending on what they qualify for, we'll be adjusting them up and down. So let's see. It says right here, number 3, if the SWR is higher at the top of the band than it is at the bottom, turn both tuning rings a quarter to half turn counterclockwise to raise them. Well, I've got just the opposite thing going on. Mine is higher on the bottom of the band than it is at the top. So in my particular case, I want to lower the tuning rings. So we'll step outside and see what we can do. Alright, got my ladder set up here at my temporary and these are our tuning rings. And we want to give them half turn down, and then to lock them in we'll just tighten them against each other, and later on I'll tighten them up with a pair of pliers so they won't move. Alright, let's go in and see what we got now. Okay, let's check now and see what we've got. See, channel 1, let's stay there. Get that thing dialed in, see what we got. Yeah, it dropped down. It dropped down quite a bit there. Channel 40. Still a difference between the two. Channel 40 still 1 to 1. Barely moving, so we're getting better. I think I'm going to adjust it one more time. Okay, I give them things one more good half turn. Let's see what we have now. Channel 40. A little bit of a change. Okay, it's still 1 to 1. Not moving at all. Channel 1. Oh yeah, we've brought it down significantly. You know what? That's pretty good. I think I'll just leave it right there. Well, now with all the SWR matched, I can go ahead and install this thing on the roof. Well, while we're here, let's just do some new and old comparison. Now, like I said before, my old antenna is homemade. I just built it out of spare stuff I had laying around. And I believe it's going to give the A-99 a good run for its money, because that's been a good antenna. It's just copper wire, PVC pipe. It was really free for me to build. I had the parts laying around, so I've had that antenna up on the roof for almost a year now. So like I said, I got started in January. Here it is November, so it served me well. So let's see how the old antenna stacks up to the new antenna. I think we might have a little chatter here. See if we can find anybody on air. Might not be much going on today. Alright, well, we're barely getting something on that channel. Let's see how the new antenna pulls this mess in. Alright, I don't have an antenna switcher, but I just switch cables real quick. Now let's see what this sounds like. Well, I gotta say, it does sound more clear. It is coming in with more decibels. So, my needle's jumping on up there to about 8 pounds. Sometimes licking 9. So, that's the new A-99. We go back to the old one and see what it sounds like again. Okay, back to the old one. It's about the same, hitting about the same. I believe the A-99 might have a little more clarity, but as far as the decibel input, yeah, it's about the same. Sure enough, so, you know, my old antenna stacks up pretty good to the new A-99. So, that's pretty interesting. Of course, I'm going to keep both of them around and switch back and forth between the two, and that'll prove interesting. Okay, well, there's my old antenna. Like I said before, it has served me well, and I'm going to just move it to a different location and hook a different radio up to it. But let's go up on the roof and see how I installed it, because I'm going to use all the same stuff to install my new one. Let's see what we got. Alright, so here we are, and this is how I mounted my old one. I used that same roof plate. I just made that out of some scrap I had laying around the house. I bent it and welded a pipe to it and screwed it to the roof. Siliconed it up so it wouldn't leak. That's a 10-foot pole. And that's my old antenna. Just made out of junk I had laying around the house. Got some guy wires, and it comes down to these little metal brackets I got in the roof. I got 4 of them. I've been up here almost a year. Everything looks in good shape. So I'm gonna mount my new one just like this. Pretty much the same fashion. Not much will change. Alright, let's do it. Alright, well, there it is. Like I said, the wind's blowing pretty good today. Probably about 15 with a gust of 30. And right now it's calm, but things holding well. Yep. Got ground wire. Ground wire's tethered down. Yep. Well, that'll work. Okay, well, as simple as that. So we got a new antenna, and maybe I can hear you better, and hopefully you can hear me better. And that's the antenna that my videos will consist of from now on. So that'll be cool. That'll be pretty fun. And well, thanks for joining me today. I hope you liked it. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. And 73s, hope to hear you on the air.
I heard you there in the Carolinas. We got you there in the Carolinas. Well, that's for that.